I was scrolling through my camera roll and I found a video of me from 2022 and I was like, oh my God, mate. I was in my prime. I was thriving here. And I tend to do this a lot. I tend to look back at old videos and be like, yeah, I was in my prime here. I was in my prime here. I was in my prime here. And yes, I looked absolutely fantastic. Do not get that twisted. But I started to notice a pattern. Every single time I thought I was at my best, I was in my prime. I was thriving. It wasn't really about how I looked. It was the fact that I had no shame. No shame. Even if I was doing something a little bit embarrassing, a little bit cringe, I was not holding myself back. I was genuinely being my authentic self. I wasn't overthinking about how I came across. I wasn't making myself small. I was genuinely just being me. And then I started thinking, maybe that's why I was actually thriving in those moments. I just had no shame, no matter what was going on in those prime moments. And then it hit me. Sometimes you have to have no shame to thrive in life. Yes. Very big statement, I know, but we're gonna dissect it. What do I mean by no shame? I have my description here. No shame describes a person who feels no embarrassment, guilt, or remorse for actions that are generally considered improper, inappropriate, or dishonorable. It signifies a lack of concern for social expectations or societal judgment. Now, on paper, that does sound negative. It does. I understand. But honestly, that explanation, describes me in those prime errors I was talking about at the start of the video. Not in a sense that I'm doing anything wrong. No. But in a sense that I just did not care how I was being perceived. I wasn't filtering myself. I wasn't shrinking myself to fit in. I just didn't care about what people thought. And that makes me think about the time me and my homegirls decided to dress up as emos. We put the makeup on, we did the whole outfits, and we walked around our uni city in the dark as emos, and then had an emo party. A lot of people did say like, oh my gosh, that's actually so cool. You guys are so amazing. But there were a few people that said, why on earth would you do that? Like, that's really embarrassing. But I didn't care. I just did not care. I was genuinely having the greatest time of my life. Because I wasn't ashamed. I was genuinely being me. And as I said, even if that looked a bit weird, a bit embarrassing, I didn't care. As long as I think it's cool, that's the most important thing. We thought it was cool, so we did it. We didn't think about, oh, what would they think? Or, oh, that might be a bit embarrassing putting black lipstick on. We thought it was quite cool, so we did it. You know? And lately I've been thinking about my true authentic self. And one thing I noticed is that to be truly yourself, like truly you, shame cannot be present. Shame cannot be present. It's impossible for you to be yourself and shame is sitting by your side. It's impossible. It won't work. I promise you, it's not gonna work, mate. Shame makes you perform for a fake audience. You're not actually being yourself when shame is present. When you feel shame, you start thinking like, oh mate, this is embarrassing. Oh, this is too cringe. No, I can't post that. No, you know what? I have to delete that. I can't do that. Oh my gosh, I'm doing too much. I need to stop. Oh, you know what? I'm just not even gonna post that video. That is shame. That is shame creeping up. That is shame. That is the shame speaking, bro. So instead of you being your natural self, you become a filtered version of yourself. That's what happens when shame decides to sit on your head top. When it comes to being authentically yourself, because we hear this a lot, being authentic, being your authentic self, being your true self, be who you are. It means that you are showing your true persona. You are able to express what you like without thinking about other people. Obviously, there's so much more that comes to becoming your true authentic self. We'll talk about that another time. But then when it comes to shame, it's that voice that tells you, nah, mate, that's unacceptable. You can't do that, bro. That is shame. It's that little voice in your head that tells you, nah, don't do it. So that's why I say authenticity and shame, they can't coexist. They can't mesh together. It doesn't work. It's impossible. They cannot exist at the same time. It does not work, because the minute shame enters your brain, you start to hold yourself back. You hold your personality back. You start performing for the fake audiences instead of actually expressing who you are. That is shame. When shame shows up, it creeps up. You have to shut it down. You have to shut it down because, bro, it will eat at you little by little and then it just starts controlling you and you don't even know. Shame can control you. It will control you. Shame and embarrassment are one of the lowest vibrational emotions you can feel. I'm a very, very sensitive person. I can admit that. I feel confusion, anger, sadness. I feel those emotions, but embarrassment and shame, those emotions I can't let control me. I actually can't, because before I went to university, I made a promise to myself. I said I will not be ashamed of myself no matter what, even if it's a bit embarrassing, even if it's cringe. As long as I'm being myself and I think it's cool, I will not be ashamed. Because before that, in primary school, secondary school, sixth form, I was very ashamed to be me a lot of the time. I always held myself back. Anytime I showed a glimpse of who I really was, I got shut down, bro. Whether it was by teachers, whether it was by friends, because people's words really affected me. And when you hear those like negative words long enough, it becomes easy to be embarrassed for just being me. Now, I actually choose to embarrass myself sometimes. I actually like to do that. Sometimes I like to just take it up a notch. Because even though embarrassment is what you make it, sometimes I like to do something a bit extra that's just like, oh, like, why are you doing that? Just to feel that freedom of like, no one gives a no one cares. When I do something a little bit embarrassing or something that's just a bit out of the ordinary, it's a reminder to myself that nothing really matters as much as we think it does. And no one is watching as closely as we think. So that's why I like to do something just a little bit embarrassing. Like, let me just, like when I went to go watch Michael Jackson the other week, I wore the whole white suit and I went on the train in the suit and I was thinking, like, part of me was like, oh, okay, Christine, but like you're going out in a white suit. Are you sure like that might not be a little bit cringe? The shame was creeping into my head, but I said, nope, I'm gonna walk out and I'm gonna do it. And no one was even watching me. No one even cared. No one even cared. I felt so much better about myself because I could have worn a black suit. I didn't. Wore a white suit. And I was thriving then because I wore a white suit because I have no freaking shame. But these past few months, guys, oh my gosh, it has been difficult. It has been dark. It has been so dark. I have been feeling so rubbish. And one of the reasons is because I don't have a full-time job. I have been looking for a full-time job, looking. And it has actually affected me more than I thought it would, which is weird because I knew it would affect me, but bro, not like that, bro. Not like this. For the first time for a long time, I have been feeling embarrassed. I have been feeling ashamed because I don't have a full-time job, because I've tied my worth to a job. Bro, I'm laughing, but it's actually ridiculous. I've been embarrassed about where I am in life because I've been on such a high, graduating, and now all of a sudden it's like, girl, what are you doing now? And I've been scared. I've been ashamed when people ask me like, oh, so what are you doing now? And I'm like, oh, I don't know. I don't know. I'm unemployed. That's what I've been doing. I've been so ashamed of that. I've been ashamed about what's been going on in my life. I want to look like I've got it all together. I've been embarrassed to be in this position. Because of that, it's made me feel so low. And that's when the shame has been creeping in. The shame has been creeping in. I have been ashamed of the position I'm in right now. Oh, I've been worrying about what people think. I feel embarrassed because I can't make, those big girl purchases like I thought I would be making by now. I've been embarrassed by that. I've been ashamed, yes. I hated when people would ask me what I'm doing with my life because I don't freaking know. I don't know. I don't know what I'm doing. Because no, I'm not going to let this get me down. I actually have to own it. Because that's the thing about shame. You cannot baby it. You cannot baby shame, because the more you baby shame, the bigger it gets. It's an emotion that you cannot baby. Shame conceals your truth. And the truth is, I don't know what I'm doing. And that's okay. Sometimes you have to say the thing you're ashamed of out loud just to take its power away. I'm not saying that you need to go and tell the whole world and overshare like, yeah, like this is going on. I'm ashamed of this. No, like the other day I was on a walk and I saw one of my family friends that I don't usually see, and she asked me, oh my gosh, so what are you doing with your life? And usually I would be like, oh. But I was like, I don't know. I'm currently job hunting. I genuinely don't know what I'm doing. And bro, I was like, oh God, like this feels good. And it wasn't because of how she reacted. It was because I could finally say it. I let it free. I didn't let that shame hold me down. No, bro, you ain't doing that. And yes, sometimes you just have to own it. Like for me, I was ashamed of job hunting. I've been ashamed of that. Sometimes people are ashamed of failure. People are ashamed of being cringe or being laughed at. Judgment from strangers and people online. I get it. But sometimes we just have to own it. Sometimes we just have to do that uncomfortable thing. It takes that shame away bit by bit. It does, I promise you it does. Growing up in an African household, I hear this saying, oh, this girl has no shame. Ah, no, she doesn't have shame. Ah, that one, no shame more. I hear that all the time. When I was younger, I used to see that as a very negative statement because the way it was worded was very negative. But now I see it differently. Sometimes I see someone, I'm like, oh, they have no shame. But I don't see it as a bad thing. It's like they literally don't care. They don't give a about what anyone thinks, and they're genuinely living their lives. They don't care if something looks embarrassing or it's cringe. They own it. And those are the people that are most free, and those are the people that are thriving. Those are the people that are thriving in life because they have no shame. I love it when I have no shame, because when I have shame and when shame enters my brain, I am not myself. That's just me. I am genuinely not myself when there is shame on my head top. I thrive when I'm silly. I thrive when I'm doing something a little bit embarrassing, a bit extra. I thrive when I'm not overthinking how I come across. I just love it. That's me thriving in life. And you can be like that too. When you take that shame away, you will start thriving. And life just becomes so much lighter. It does. And there are ways that we can, little by little, knock that embarrassment and shame. One of the things that I used to do to lessen my embarrassment was when I was at uni, I would own my mistakes instantly. I would just own it. Like no one could ever say, oh yeah, you did this, that was a bit weird. I'm like, oh, I already know, I've already said that. You know, no one could shame me for anything that happened to me at uni because I'm so self-aware. And because people that have shame are very self-aware, because I was so self-aware, I would own it and no one could embarrass me because I already embarrassed myself. I don't even know if that was a point in itself, but you guys get the gist. Even when you do feel some sort of shame in your heart and you're like, oh, I can't believe I did that, don't let it control you. Because at the end of the day, guys, we are humans and we do make mistakes. We do things out of the ordinary. You know, you have to be kind to yourself. You need to understand that yes, you're going to make mistakes. You're going to do stuff that are a bit silly. That doesn't mean that you should make it control you. That's not fair. Don't do that to yourself, guys. We're literally human. There's a lot of people that we see and we're like, oh my gosh, like this person is so free. This person is so cool. Like it's because they just don't have no shame, bro. They just don't care because they know that they are a human being and they will make mistakes, but they must continue with this life. If we sit in our shame, guys, we will never be able to thrive in life. We will never be able to grow because we're too busy babying this thing that happened to us a few years ago. No, stop, get down. Maybe if this makes you feel better, everyone's ashamed of something. But it's your decision if you let it control you or not. Me, job hunting, I'm not letting that control me. I'm not going to be ashamed of it because it's genuinely made me depressed because I have been ashamed to say that I've been job hunting and I don't and it looks like I'm not successful. I just don't know what I'm doing, but I know in my heart, with all the growth I've done, I'm successful. You know, you get what I mean? Guys, if you want to be free like a bird, shame and embarrassment cannot be there. You better take that away so you can be free like a bird. You see how those birds are flying and tweeting nowadays because spring is out. They don't care. They have no shame, bro. They are just living their lives freely. If you do something a bit embarrassing, you'd be like, yeah, that was a bit embarrassing. Next, laugh at yourself. You're human, guys. Come on. People back in the day used to shame me when I was making those silly mistakes with men. Oh, I can't believe you. Yes, I did. Okay, and what? And what? Because there was times that it even did shame me a little bit, but you just have to own it. Even if in your heart it's like, oh my gosh, I feel so embarrassed. I'm so ashamed. Just own it, guys. Own it. That's where we should start. Own it. So in order for you to thrive in this life that we live, shame cannot be there. No. Okay, I think I'm gonna end it here. I don't even know. I've been yapping. I don't even know if I made any sense. Oh my gosh, also thank you so much for 500 subscribers. Oh my god, I ain't even gonna say thank you for that. Thank y'all so much. Thank you so much. Thank you. I love you all. And I hope to see you guys very, very soon. Like and comment and subscribe. Bye guys.